In the vast universe, there lived a curious young stargazer named Mia. Every night, she would gaze up at the sky, wondering about the secrets of the cosmos. One evening, as she lay on her back, watching the stars twinkle, an old astronomer named Professor Albert approached her with a twinkle in his eye. "Ah, Mia," the professor said, "have you ever heard of the theory of relativity?" Mia shook her head, eager to learn. "Let me tell you a story," the professor began. Once upon a time, in a speeding train, there were two friends named Alice and Bob. They loved to do experiments, even on a moving train. One day, Alice held a flashlight, and Bob had a mirror. Alice wanted to see how light worked on the train, so she pointed the flashlight towards the ceiling, expecting the light to hit the mirror and bounce straight back down into her hand. Mia listened intently, picturing the scene in her mind. But something strange happened, the professor continued. The light didn't come straight back down into Alice's hand. Instead, it went at an angle. Alice was puzzled. She asked Bob why this happened, and Bob, being a wise friend, explained that it was all because of the theory of relativity, which was developed by a brilliant scientist named Albert Einstein. "Albert Einstein," Mia whispered in awe. "Yes," the professor nodded. "Einstein's theory tells us that how we see and experience things depends on our relative motion. When you're on a moving train, like Alice and Bob, the speed of light doesn't change, but how you perceive it does. Light still travels at the same speed, but because the train is moving, it appears to behave differently. One of the effects that come out of the theory of relativity is that different observers, traveling at different speeds, may take completely different measurements of the same event. However, all the measurements are technically correct. It's all relative. For example, a period of time for someone on Earth that lasts for hundreds of years may only be a couple of hours for someone zooming around in a rocket at close to the speed of light. One person may measure a stationary car to be one length, but when that same car starts racing along a track, its length appears shorter to a stationary person. These two effects are known as time dilation and length contraction. But how does this apply to our own lives? Mia asked, her curiosity piqued. The professor smiled. It's a bit like life itself, Mia. We all have our own perspectives, shaped by our experiences and circumstances. What might seem true for one person might not be the same for another. The theory of relativity teaches us to be open-minded and consider different viewpoints. Just like Alice and Bob, we must understand that how we see the world can change depending on our motion through life. Mia nodded, absorbing the wisdom. "So, Professor, what can I learn from this theory?" The professor's eyes twinkled again. "You can learn to appreciate diversity, Mia. Embrace different perspectives, for they enrich our understanding of the world. Just like the stars in the sky, each unique and beautiful in its own way, people too have their unique stories and viewpoints." As Mia continued her stargazing adventures, she carried the wisdom of the theory of relativity with her. She learned that in the grand cosmic dance of life, we are all relative, and it's this diversity that makes the universe so fascinating. Did this video resonate with you? If it did, don't miss out on more incredible content. Hit that subscribe button right now. And don't forget to ring the notification bell because, trust me, you'll probably never see us again if you don't. Join our community today.